Cubs are in the hunt for a closer and some back-end bullpen high-leverage relievers. We're going to talk about a guy whose name has popped up with a lot of teams, but the Cubs are definitely high on, and Ryan Helsley, the former Cardinal. So you Cardinals fans, there you go, right? Former Cub Nick Burdi signed with the Mets. And how about Brad Keller? Is he coming back with the Cubs next year? Had a fantastic season. We're going to get into all that right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I know we're getting there too, so let's go. What do you say, everybody? Mick Gillespie, Cubs Baseball channel, and it is a pleasure to see you guys today, and let's talk a little bit of Cubs baseball. All right, Ryan Helsley, we talked about him on the channel before, right? And he is definitely a pitcher that the Cubs are interested in adding, right? And why wouldn't they? I mean, you know him from his days with the Cardinals. They added Maton, and now, you know, what's the next move? I mean, of all the guys on the saves leaderboard, Helsley's 103 are seventh most, which is pretty crazy, right? And he's a guy who could potentially go back to being a starter if maybe the Detroit Tigers, according to The Athletic, were to sign the 31-year-old right-hander. But most teams look at him and they say, hey, you know what? We think that this guy is someone that can definitely do a lot to help us, right? Now, he was traded last year and he went to the Mets, and I don't know what happened there, but he went from a 2.67 ERA and just in his career, right, almost 300 innings, and a almost 29+% strikeout rate, to a guy that was just getting battered, throwing pitches that weren't strikes. He had a 7.20 ERA and a 11.6 walk rate. Was not great. And maybe one of the reasons why the Mets season turned out the way that he did, right? He also blew a handful of saves as well. So, you know, whether he starts, whether he relieves, closes games, he has the experience there. But it's, you know, really weird kind of how things went. Now, the Cubs kind of have this deal where you look at them and they have the obviously the pitch clinic and all that stuff. And a lot of times they'll figure out why a guy's struggling, and they're very good at it. I think it's one of the biggest strengths that the Cubs have. Tommy Hotovy and the entire pitching staff. And I don't mean pitching staff as in guys that are on the staff. I mean pitching, coaching staff have been just successful. And that's one of the reasons why the Cubs have been so good and contending for a postseason spot over the last 4 years. It seems like they find these guys. There's a Drew Pomerantz or Brad Keller every season. And the Cubs are going to have to figure out exactly what they're doing with the bullpen. Are they bringing back Keller? Are they bringing back Pomerantz? Are they bringing back Thielbar? Because a lot of teams in baseball are going to look at those pitchers and say, hey, we want that too, and so many games now are won out of the bullpen. So, we'll see what happens. It's definitely like half the league's wanting this guy. 15 teams have talked about Helsley and shown interest, but could be a really good fit for the Cubs as they try to do that and build on their bullpen. Now, the other thing is, what are they going to do with Brad Keller? And this is a great example of what the Cubs are able to do when they get these guys, and I don't know how they do it, right? Keller in 24 was 0-4 with a 5.44 ERA. And he pitched for the White Sox and the Red Sox, and he had like a 4.57 ERA in his last 3 seasons, right? Cubs get him. They sign him to a 1-year deal. It's like $1.5 million. I remember spring training. I'm like, what's this guy? What are they going to do? All the stuff that had to go with it, had to make the team and everything. And all of a sudden, this guy just becomes like an elite reliever. 2.07 ERA through 68 appearances during the season, 69 and 2/3 innings, had 75 strikeouts. And then the postseason, he was great. Had a 1.59 ERA in his 5 games. He pitched a ton. And he was in those high leverage situations. So now the Cubs have to figure out what they're going to do because this guy's going to get paid, right? And he deserves it. So Carter Hawkins, who's the Cubs GM, was, talking to the Chicago Tribune in an article. And basically he's like, we'll see how it all plays out. Hard to say exactly where our market are going to be. Basically the same thing with Shota. The Cubs had the option, right? The option that had been them picking up 3 years, and it would have been like $54 million. And then Shota had one. If he would have picked it up, it was going to be like, I don't know, like 15 or so. I can't remember the exact number, but you know what I mean. And then their market was here, his market was here. Well, then he went out and then took the qualifying offer and stayed. And it turned out to be the 3 years we thought we were going to get with. And I've said it, and I'll say it again. And I know some of you guys hate it, some of you guys love it. I'm glad Shota's back. I think the Cubs need more starting pitching. They need more help in the bullpen, and they've said that they're going to be aggressive in the free agent in a pitching pool. What you want is you want to have as many good options out of the bullpen as you can possibly get. How many Kellers and Pomerantz and and guys that you really can trust can you have? Helsley. I mean, I don't know. But the bottom line is that last year the bullpen gave Craig Counsell some options. The year before that, it felt like there was an A squad and a B squad. And so what you hope is you get a couple of these guys that are in your minor league system that you develop into like a Palencia, a guy that you bring along. Maybe you go and you find a Pomerantz, who was a former first rounder, dealt with an injury, came back. You got him at the right time. He was in the minor leagues. Boom, turn him into something. And then, some of these other guys like Helsley, I got this feeling like they get him, they put him in that pitch thing. They figure out whatever the magic they do is, and they do that. Maybe amongst the best in baseball too, when I really think about it. And, and we'll kind of find out what this all looks like at the end, but you hope that you have a bunch of options out there. Now, Nick Burdi signed with the Mets. I don't know that the Cubs were going to bring Burdi back. It's a minor league deal. He threw 5 innings for the Red Sox last season. Pitched with the Yankees, the Cubs, and the Pirates. This guy was on the 2019 Pirates opening day roster. But then, he got kind of beat around, had a 9.35 ERA, and had some injury issues. Fought his way back, and the Cubs got him back to the big leagues. What was it, 23? They selected him from the Padres in the Rule 5 draft. And then he pitched 3 games for the Cubs on the IL of May. Had the emergency appendectomy, which, by the way, I had one of those too. And let me tell you, I almost died from it. So I'm not putting that down as an easy thing to deal with, right? He ended up going on the 60-day IL and then became a free agent. Cubs took him off the 40-man roster, right? But I don't know if I could have pitched after having my appendectomy. It's terrible. So, he's had a lot of injury issues, but I don't know that the Cubs were even really serious about him. But another team that's going to try to get the guy that they potentially think could be a helper, and then do something with him. So that's where we are today, guys. AveD, Mick Nation. That is our Web3 home. That's where we're going to have our store. That's where we're going to congregate. We're giving away cash prizes. We basically pick games. It's all free. Like, get on there and like, who's going to win this football game, or who's going to win this, or this guy going to sign with us? Just have a little fun. And we'll give away swag, hats. There's our logo right there. Boom. Have that on some hats and some shirts and some other stuff. So make sure that you're a part of it. And also, please like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all of you guys for being here. And thinking about today, was looking at Cubs convention, considering maybe doing some shows from up there. Would love to see if I do. So get in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Would you guys come and hang out? Would you want to be part of the show? Maybe get you guys to ask some questions. But I'm thinking it would be cool to get the set up there. I haven't been there since I was, the guy that did the panels at the Cubs convention. So I'd love to come back and do the show up there if I can make it work on my schedule. So anyway, like, subscribe, thumbs up. Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll do it again tomorrow, man. Why not, right? You want Thanksgiving episodes? I know you do. Hey, by the way, we're brought to you by Sevierville, Tennessee. Visit Sevierville.com. That's in the Smoky Mountains where the Bears talk.
When you head to the Smoky Mountains, it's only natural to visit Sevierville.
Even we had to check it out.
And we've been here our whole lives.
Experience the adventure of a lifetime.
I'm king of the world.
Even you can get a bird's eye view of the Smokies.
You're going down, Billy. Whoa.
Your Smokies start here.